Hi everyone, welcome to the Honeybee Nuts podcast channel. My name is Melissa and I'm coming to you from Springboro, Ohio, where I live with my husband and our two cats. We are about 45 minutes north of Cincinnati and it is a beautiful December 7th, Friday afternoon. I say afternoon, but it's like 11 o'clock. I'm taking an early lunch from work. So I did all that and didn't even put on my shawl. I should put that on. So hopefully you guys have seen by now, hopefully you guys have seen by now, I had to throw on my shawl, that I have been participating in Vlogmas, which means there has been a video every day, which I'm super excited to be able to share with you guys, and I've had so much fun doing it. Jason's had fun with it. I know in the vlogs we've kind of played around with him. He's tired of me recording and stuff like that, but he's actually enjoying some of what we're working on. So I think what I'm going to do is just put a new finished object on every couple minutes. So, yeah, I bet you guys want me to talk about all this stuff. I have so much to talk about today, and a lot to share, in case you can't tell. So I'm just being goofy. But I have 3 finished objects. I'm not going to show any whips. The only whips that I have been working on since I finished these 3 things this month has been Advent madness, and I'm not going to show those things because you guys have seen them on the vlogs. If you're interested in seeing them, please go take a look at the vlogs. They're fun little videos. You get a little bit of snippets into my life. A lot of what you see on the vlogs is what I usually share on Instagram, but I know not everybody has Instagram. Most of my followers on YouTube don't follow me on Instagram. I only have, you know, there's definitely a difference in followers. Some people like different platforms and only use one or the other. So if you like what you see in the Vlogmas, please go follow me on Instagram because that's what I share every day. So places you can find me, that would be helpful, right? So I am on Instagram as honey_bee_knits, on Ravelry as Melissa1308, on the Honeybee Nuts, in the Honeybee Nuts podcast group on Ravelry. I am also on Etsy as honeybeenitsco.etsy.com, and I think that's it. So, if you've enjoyed Vlogmas, please go follow me on Instagram. I don't post as many photos, but I do post a ton of stories. So, if that is the kind of content you enjoy, then you are definitely in good company on Instagram. So, with that, I'm going to jump right in. So, I have 3 finished objects that I want to share. I have a ton of acquisitions that I want to share, and then at the end I will do drawings. I can't remember what. I think I need to do a drawing for the Rhinebeck sweater knit along. I need to do a drawing for November socks, and there might be something else that I'm forgetting, but I haven't actually done the drawings yet. I will pause this video and go do that at the end. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to start with my first finished object, which is the Golden Hour Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And guys, this is my favorite shawl I have ever knit. I would knit another one of these in a heartbeat. This yarn is my Honeybee Knits Sparkle DK. I have natural lighting in here today. It was pretty light out. That's why I've got a little bit of a blowout right here. But I decided to open up my windows and use my natural lighting versus my stage lighting, since it is such a beautiful day, which is why I'm recording early today. But guys, so this is my yarn in natural lighting. I've got the Sparkle DK, which you can kind of see in there. And just to let you know, my DK is 231 yards per 100 grams, which means it is either considered a heavy DK or a light worsted. So any patterns that call for worsted weight yarn, you can also use my DK for, which is what I did here because this pattern calls for worsted weight and I just used my DK and it turned out perfectly. So the colorways that I used is Wild Strawberry. I used Natural for the white, and Faded Denim for this grayish blue color. And I am so thrilled with how this turned out. This is my favorite shawl. I wear it everywhere I go. I've never had a shawl that is more Melissa. Like, I've never enjoyed knitting a shawl as much. It flew off the needles. The color work is really simple because it's all slip stitches. It changes every 10 rows or so, so with the exception of the bottom. But I mean, it just keeps your interest. It's easy stitch counts because it's knit and DK and it's up really quickly. The color changes keep your interest. The only section that I didn't really care for is this section right here and this section right here. And it's good in concept because she has these little like slip stitches where you get a little tiny bit of color work in there, but it gets lost in the shawl. It's not enough of a what would you call that, contrast? No, it's not the colors that don't contrast, it's the way that they're knit. Because it's like you knit an entire row slipping stitches and then you knit an entire row with the other color slipping stitches. Because of that, they get pulled in, so you don't really get to see them that well. But I mean, it doesn't bother me. But that's the only thing about this shawl that I would say I wasn't 100% thrilled with. You can kind of see it there, but I still love it. I'm still super happy with it, and like I said, it's my favorite shawl. I wear it everywhere I go. It matches literally everything I wear because I wear a lot of black, gray, and white. So I mean, it's just perfect. I feel like the last couple of episodes I recorded like have felt rushed, but I'm not like rushing. It's just my normal talking speed. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, second finished object is my Kobo Cat by Caitlin Hunter. And Andrea Mowry and Caitlin Hunter, I mentioned, and I think I put the pictures in, I got to meet them both in Rhinebeck, and they are both so incredibly sweet and nice. I didn't even know who Caitlin Hunter was until Levi told me, and she is like so down to earth, and I want to knit all her patterns. She's an amazing designer and an amazing all-around person from what I got to meet of her. So anyway, this is my Kobo Cat by Caitlin Hunter, and I think that's how you say it. That's how I say it anyway, so that's what matters, right? I got my pom-pom from Kitchen Clutter. I had to have my pom-pom. So, a few things about this hat. Okay, so what happened was, I had knit all the ribbing and had started this section up here, and then I realized at one point on the side, like instead of knitting in the round, when I had picked it up, I started knitting back around the other way. So I had like a gap right here. And so I just kept knitting because that's what you do as a knitter. You're like, oh, it'll be fine. It won't bother me. And then I got to like here and I was like, it's going to bother me. So I ripped it all the way back out and started again. Well, when I started the second time, I forgot to switch my needle size, and it goes up, I think, 2 needle sizes between the ribbing and this section up here. So I knit this whole thing on the smaller needles. So what I had to do was actually knit 3 repeats of the bobble section to make it big enough to fit anybody's head at all, because otherwise it would have been super weird. And so because of that, the fit is not great on me. It's super cute and I love it. And I want to knit it again correctly next time so that I don't have such a slouchy hat. Because like I said, I had to do 3 repeats for it to fit me correctly. And I definitely want to do this again. And I'm thinking either next time I want to do it in the wild strawberry colorway so that it'll match my shawl. Or I've also thought about doing it with one of my new variegated yarns. I have an I Dream a Genie collection and a Bewitched collection. And I'm thinking the Genie and the Master, I'm thinking I need to take that and pair it with Smashed Mulberry Mohair and make another one. So this one is knit out of Your Highness on my DK and my mohair. So this is also yarn that I've dyed. And I have a ton of this, and I have this all in the shop right now is ready to ship. So if you're looking for a quick hat to knit before Christmas, if you go order it today, it'll be shipped out today, and then you will get it in time to knit this up. This hat took me like less than 2 days, and I mean, hour-wise, it probably took me about 6 hours to make. Not bad at all. If that, probably not even that. Yeah, I think it was about 6 hours, because I think, and that's even with ripping it back and starting over, because I was watching House of Cards. So that's how I knew it took me 6 hours. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So the only finished object that I have this week that I haven't knit with my yarn is my Dust Vista Dye Works socks. And this is the Frosted Peeps colorway. So this is my November socks. I have one more month for December to do. Hopefully I don't fail. And then I will get the special yarn at the end of the year. This is my last non-sparkle Desert Vista Dye Works. I have a whole shelf of Desert Vista Dye Works that first one right there. And all of it is sparkle now, because I have officially knit all of my non-sparkle. Now that I say that, I might be lying. I think I have one of the zombie colorways, but I think I'm going to do a giveaway for it because I don't really care for it. So everything else is sparkle. These are my Honeybee Knits sock blockers from Knitting Left. They're fabulous. And if I take off the sock, you'll see it. I mean, guys, like, these sock blockers are absolutely adorable. They're my favorite. So, yeah. I've been wearing my socks like crazy this winter too, guys, which is unusual for me, but my feet have been really cold. And also, from where I had my injury and hurt my foot, I've noticed, because I still get pain in it, and I've noticed that if my foot gets cold, like, it gets really painful, and I thought that was just a myth, but it's totally not, because it totally happens. So I wear my hand knit socks all the time. Okay, that's finished objects. Before I get into acquisitions, I did want to mention that Laura and Alicia from Knit for Brains and Lori-Ann from Arkansas Yarn Company are hosting a knit along for the Winter Wonderland of Minis wrap, which is what I've been knitting in my Advent. And I keep forgetting to mention it in Vlogmas, so I did want to put it up here so that you guys know that if you are working on that wrap, you can enter your finished objects in Lori-Ann's Ravelry page. Maybe it's Knit for Brains. I'm not sure which one it is. I forget. But go take a look at both of their Instagram Ravelry groups, and that should tell you. Or you can message Lori or Laura or Lori-Ann, and don't hate me, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so go check that out. Okay. So, acquisitions. So my first acquisition that I purchased was right after Rhinebeck. And when I was in Rhinebeck, and now my brain is fried, so I can't remember which sweater I bought for what. I think this is Sunset Highway. Because when I was in Rhinebeck, I believe I purchased a sweaters quantity for Caitlin Hunter's Zweig, not Zweig, because I dyed that, Ciplia sweater. And from Primrose Yarn Company. So I wanted to also get yarn for Sunset Highway, but I was too overwhelmed when I was in the booth because it was ridiculous. And I couldn't think about pairing. I had a hard time pairing two colors together with that much going on. I couldn't even begin to like think about doing 4 colors, which is what Sunset Highway takes. So when I got home, they had a after Rhinebeck sale where you got free shipping on everything. So it was like practically shopping at Rhinebeck. So I picked out some colors for Sunset Highway. I love Primrose. I think it's a singles thing. I think I'm just completely in love with singles right now. I want all the sweaters, all the color work, all the Caitlin Hunter sweaters in singles yarn. Like, that's what I want in my life. So this is what I picked out. So I will say I did email them about this colorway because it looks more gray in their photos online, but it has definitely got green undertones. It's a beautiful colorway and I love it, but I definitely wanted more gray to go with these colors. However, the results are in. I did an Instagram post and everybody said keep it. I think it looks great together. So even though it's not exactly what I wanted, I think it'll still work out just fine. So this is called Pisces, and it is 435 yards, 115 grams, and it is 100% superwash merino, single ply fingering weight. And I'm thinking that this is, yeah, 435 per 115 grams, yeah. So a lot of people say don't knit sweaters with singles. And to that I say boo, because if I'm going to knit a sweater, I'm going to knit it out of yarn that I love. And people say that, you know, it pills. To that I say, boo. I don't care. The thing is it's a process for me. I'm a process knitter. I enjoy the process of knitting more than I do the finished object. That has been starting to change. There have been a lot of fantastic, girly, feminine, awesome patterns coming out, especially by Andrea Mowry and Caitlin Hunter. Those are my like top two right now, and I am obsessed with them as designers. And Joji Locatelli. Those are my three favorites. And so because I'm a process knitter, I want to knit with what I enjoy. And right now, singles is my thing. So if it pills, it pills. I'll get a de-piller and I will love that sweater for as long as I get to wear it. And I've really been wearing the crap out of my sweaters this year, guys. I'm super proud of myself. So, so Pisces, I'm all over the place today, aren't I? Dream House, guys, so pretty. This color. This is going to be that big stripe on the sleeve. Oh, okay. I have black truffle. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And juxtapose, like a juxtaposition. Guys, oh, it's amazing. So originally, these were going to be my colors. Boop, boop, boop. With gray, but now these are my colors with minty green, and I think it'll be beautiful. This obviously I have 3 skeins of. This will be the body, these will be the color work. So this, I shouldn't have pulled this out. Now I want to cast it on, but I have Advent madness going on right now. I need a New Year's cast on. It's probably what I need to do, and I probably shouldn't be moving the camera in the middle of recording. Sorry guys, I don't know what I was thinking. Boop. Okay, I wasn't using my head. Boop, boop, boop. Hi, and ignore all the messiness over there. I need to go through and organize. Okay, the second purchase that I had made was some pneumatic yarns, because I'm trying to get the Harry Potter colorways. And I've been really good, guys. Okay, this may seem like a lot of yarn, but I haven't podcasted in forever, and I only made 3 purchases. Yarn-wise, I bought some French bags. But yarn-wise, I've been good. Other than sweaters quantity, everything else is self-striping. So, and I can't dye self-striping. I just I've been loving my new colorway so much that that's all I've been wanting to knit with. So I haven't really been buying other indie dyed yarn other than self-striping, because I don't dye self-striping. So we have Magical Me and Cedric Diggory. And I chose to get these in skein format instead of gobstopper balls because, where is it? This is all pneumatic yarns. It is stuffed full. The gobstoppers are just like falling out, and I have a little tiny gap up in this corner where I can fit the final 4 colorways that I am missing for Harry Potter. And the only way I can do that is if they're in skeins. So Cedric Diggory is life. Like, he is my spirit animal, Hufflepuff, amazingness, gorgeousness. I love this. I love the yellow. So, pneumatic yarns. Then, guys, you know my love-hate relationship with Felici sock yarn. Like, I'm always like, oh, I'm not impressed. I never knit with it. I'm like, oh, I'm not impressed with their colorways. But I have to have every one. What is it? I don't understand why I can't stop. So they had an update. So I got them all. I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know why. I think it's just self-striping. Like, I have an infatuation with self-striping. I have no self-control. Okay, this is Firefighter. And one of these I already have, but I don't know what it is, so I got it because I didn't want to miss out on it. And that's the problem. It's probably just FOMO. I have Baker Street, which is Sherlock. Oh, this one is really pretty. Material Girl. And I don't think Spooky, which is one of their old colorways that they brought back. And I think this might be the one that I already have. I'm not sure. Harvest. And Lasso. One of these days I'm going to knit all the Felici. And 8-bit. Ooh, Jason's going to love these. Yeah. I need to get off, I just need to get off the Desert Vista train and get on the Felici train because there's so many colorways in there that I need to knit. Okay, my last, I'm not really going to show these because I'm sure you guys have seen them, but Fringe bags. They released like 50 million in one day, and of course I got them all. So the only one missing from this lineup on that day is the green one from, I believe it was from Tolt. It's like a army green almost hank bag, and my favorite is this one. I love this one. And of course the honey hank, and I love all of these really. Like I had to have all these. My Tolt one, I believe it's Tolt. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it's downstairs, and it's holding a cast on project for my next review that I'm going to be doing. And then I also have the brown and the black town bag. I purchased that recently. And then today I purchased the holiday hank bag and the cream town bag. And I love the town bags. I did not bring them up. I'm using them for Advent. So I will definitely show those in a future podcast once Advent's kind of cleared out of them. But I purchased this. This is Strict Planner 2019, and it is a knitting planner. And they have this in a few different languages. And I saw this and was like, yes, please. So when I first started podcasting, I was super organized in my knitting. Every project, every finished object I had, I wrote down the date that I ended, how much yardage I used, what yarn it was. I have like a little notebook. I can't even tell you where that notebook is now. I haven't tracked in a year. So I saw this, and it has like this, you can read through it to see how to use it. I purchased this one overseas, but I did find out that Miss Babs has it as well, and so I purchased a few more for gifts from her. So yeah. So they have a measurements and conversions chart for imperial and metric for length, volume, weight, temperature, yarn weight, and meterage yardage, which is super helpful because, like, for example, DK, they say DK is from 200 meters to 250 meters, 219 yards to 273 yards. And this is what I was talking about with my yarn, because worsted goes from 142 yards to 219 yards, and my DK is 231 yards per 100 grams. So it's very close. It's like 10 yards off from being worsted. It has time zones. It has, I think this is supposed to be where you put your events, because it has Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so it has each month, and each day, and this little line, and it has like the holidays written in. So I think this is where you're supposed to put holidays and birthdays. It has 2019, yeah, this goes 2019, 2020. I honestly haven't looked through this. So I just saw what was on the website, and now I'm flipping through it. So this is the part I love. It has goals. So it has goals for 2020, so it has these like tabs at the top, right, that go through all of the different years, but it starts out with 2019, or yeah, 2019 goals. So it has personal goals, yearly personal goals, yearly life goals, family, friends, volunteering goals, work goals, and creative goals. And I'm going to take some time when I'm off work to go through this and fill it out. I really want to set some goals for myself this year. I just finished reading Girl Wash Your Face, and if you haven't read it, read it as a woman in your, I would say 20s or 30s, you need to go out and pick up that book and read it now. If you're a little bit older than your 30s, I still think it's a great book to read, but I think a lot of the messages she's trying to convey in there are for women who haven't really found themselves yet. They're still trying to discover themselves, be more comfortable in their body, and I adore that book. So Girl Wash Your Face, go find it, go read it, it's good. So then they have it broken down by quarterly overview. So in here, you can put in your projects, your goals, your motivations, your projects, your tasks, and then it's broken down by dates. And this is for your main goals for that month, so, or for that quarter. And at the bottom, it has little symbols to tell you, like, that you can put into these boxes on these dates. So you can set out, so for example, I want to get another wholesale order. So I need to be, I haven't talked to you guys about that yet. I got a wholesale order. I'll talk to you guys about that at the end. But I want to get more wholesale orders in 2019. So for me, I would find, I would say I want to start this on January 3rd. So, this is broken down by week. So I want to start that the first week of January. So I'm going to put the kickoff symbol, and that's the week I'm actually going to send out me emails and start contacting different shops in my area. It has milestones, conference. So like if you have a call, like an important, like for me at work, we have town hall meetings, things like that. Ideas, departures, arrivals, so if you're leaving for a trip or coming back from a trip, medical appointment, it really just has all of that broken down into a big overview. So we have week 1, 2, 3, and it just goes by through all the weeks. And I'll have to read through this to really figure out how to use this, but then it breaks it down into January by week. So, urgent and important and other. We have Tuesday the 1st, Wednesday the 2nd. Yeah, so this is week 1 of January, and then each of your days is broken out down here. So this is just your regular planner, and it goes all the way through end of 2020, I believe. Yeah. So that is all fun. And then we have yearly reflection for each year. So there is what was difficult, why was it difficult, what did I miss, what can I learn from it, what was great, why was it great, how did my own actions affect this, and which ways did I benefit. And this is super important questions to ask yourself, because I have been personally, and you've seen in Vlogmas, going through a transition this year. I just turned 29 a few days ago. I'm entering into my 30s, and I have so many ideas and so many goals and accomplishments, and I feel like the first, you know, I've been in my job at my company for 8 years. Not my job, but my company for 8 years. And I've made a lot of progress in that 8 years, but I feel like if I had sat down and planned out what my goals were and what my dreams are, I can actually, like, I could have worked towards that and gotten to that point. And instead I didn't really, I was just moving along, going with the flow, not really having an idea of where I wanted to be. But I have dreams, and I want those dreams to be real. Like, I want them to, like, I don't want them to be dreams. I want to say goals. I have this thing in my head, and forever I've downplayed it. You know, I'm like, oh, I want to do this, but, you know, that's just a dream. I don't know, it'll probably never happen. But at the end of the day, if that's what I want out of life, I only have one life to live. I want to get to it, and I want to do it, and I'm going to. And so I need tools like this to help me get there, so that I can plan them, so I can evaluate, and I can put myself on the right track to be able to reach those goals. Lessons learned in 2019. What were my strengths? What inspired me? How can I better use this potential? Where were my weaknesses? What was especially hard for me? Which relationships have influenced me this year? In which ways? How can I help others in the upcoming year? I really love this. It has a note section, and it's kind of like a grid, so that could be used for like designing. Knitting tools. So here's where we get into the knitting part. So it starts out, how many stitches did I cast on for the sock toe? What exactly was the name of the yarn I used for the shawl? And what about the needle size? And it basically gives you the tools to track all of that for your project. So it has a knitting project overview where you can input all that information. And I know that you can do this on Ravelry, and it's super simple. I prefer pen and paper. It's just the way I've always been. So you can have timelines for your knitting projects to try to keep you on track. You can break it down by, you can break your pattern by, if I want my pattern done in 10 days, how many rows do I have to do each day? That kind of thing. It has knitting ideas. So so you can literally say, oh, I saw this pattern and by this designer and from this website, and this is the yarn I want to use for it for my stash. So it has that section. And then it has the knitting project section, and each one is a full page just for your knitting projects. And in here, it has the pattern name, the yarns you use, the needle, the gauge, the size, notes about the pattern, what day you started, what day you finished. And then you can even kind of mark off how many weeks it took you. So it has all those, and then, which it only goes up to 22, and I know I'm gonna knit more than 22 patterns. But it has notes, a huge note sections, note indexes, a huge space for notes. It has some graph paper in here for designing. It has, you can put contacts in here, schedules, info, phone numbers, all kinds of stuff. And I purchased these extra stickers for those symbols I was talking about. So I can use these symbols to pop in here. And I also purchased a pen holder, and it has this little band where you can just pop it over to keep it nice and tidy and closed. Has a little bookmark in here to keep your place. So I'm really looking forward to using this and really getting organized. I'm probably going to use this more for my business rather than everything. So for work, I have something similar to this for work already that I use. My personal knitting probably won't go in here unless it's my yarn that so for example, anytime I make a shop sample or a swatch, I want to document it in this book because that'll help me when I travel to shows, because that's another one of my goals for 2019. I have 3 shows planned to vend at. So much has happened since I've seen you guys, but I'll get into that in a second. So last acquisition is my last review that I am accepting for now. I don't know if it'll be forever. So I have 4 reviews coming up. This is the last one. So this is the only one you guys haven't seen. This is from, I forget, I'm sorry, Appalachian Baby Designs. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, this is from Appalachian Designs, and they have a new blanket out that I'm gonna make, and it's called the Tally Ho blanket, and it's super cute. So it's all cotton yarn. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. And I said that's my last purchase, but I lied, because to knit that blanket, somebody reached out to me on Instagram. I think she had just commented on one of my videos, and she said, I designed a knitting needle, and I was like, oh, cool. So I went and checked it out, and this is what it is. It's called My Two Ladies, and it's an adjustable straight knitting needle system. Knit large and bulky items quick and easy. So I bought these to test on my review, because it is a blanket. And the problem with knitting blankets on circulars is that they get really heavy and they kind of weigh down the joints. Now, first of all, I'm not a wood needle person. So while I'm knitting this, I'm going to keep that review out of it because I don't like wood needles. They're not my favorite. I prefer metal. So unless it breaks or something, I'm not going to be talking a lot about the wood itself and the material that it's made out of because I feel like I'm a little bit biased in that sense. But so here's how it works. So you have your needle attached to what would normally be a circular cable needle, and each needle has one. And then they have these adjustable springs where you can lengthen or shorten your needle size based on how many stitches you have. So they're technically straight needles, but at a certain point, they go from being straight needles to having the adjustable cable. So if you're not a fan of circulars, this is actually a pretty ingenious idea. And so I'm really interested because I have that problem with knitting blankets. They get too heavy for the circular needle and they pull, and then I gotta push, and it just gets annoying. So I'm thinking with this, it's gonna keep all the stitches where I need them, and I don't have to fight with pulling and pushing with the rest of the unused cable. And you can make them really long, or you can make them really short, whatever you need. So I'm really interested to try these out. So I bought them in the needle size that I need to knit that blanket. So I will also be doing a needle review along with my blanket review or my yarn review. The last thing that I received was a little gift from Laura Brady and Alicia Gifford from Knit for Brains podcast. And they crocheted me a little bee stuffy, which I will show on the podcast, and I will also be putting it behind me for the podcast. But it's downstairs, displayed downstairs, so I don't have it up here to show. But I think I did show it on the vlogs. But they sent me this adorable holiday card, and they sent me, look guys, she hand painted this. Oh my gosh, I adore this so much. They filled it with Bitto honeys. There's a ton of them in there. And they sent me these adorable stitch markers and progress keepers. So here's the progress keeper. And it just says, be happy. And it has little bees on them. And they sent me a couple stitch markers that match the progress keeper. Oh my god, guys. I love all the bee themed stuff you guys sent me. I actually got a little happy mail yesterday from my dear friend Arity. Hi Arity. And I didn't bring that up with me as well, but I definitely will show it on the next podcast. But that is it, guys. That's all I have for acquisitions. All I have for finished objects. I've got my new square reader for when I vend. Speaking of vending, so guys, I have just been pushing so hard because I want to take my business to the next level, and I've been so much more confident and comfortable with what I've been dyeing, and this is what I want to do. It's definitely, it's what I want out of life. I don't know that I'll ever be to a place where I'm ready to quit my day job because I love my day job. I love what I do, and I'm not ready to leave that behind. And B, I like this as kind of like a part-time thing, right? So I really enjoy dyeing yarn, but there's only so much yarn I can knit, which is why I sell it. So, that being said, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to take on more responsibilities, and I'm just ready to get it out there and push it forward. So, I have got my first wholesale order with the local yarn shop. It's called Fiberworks in Beaver Creek, Ohio. And they purchased about 185 skeins of yarn from me. So I spent a few weeks dyeing all that up, and it is now in their shop. You can go travel there if you're passing through the area. If you're by the Wright Pat Air Force Base, it's a few miles down the street. So if you are going to be in the area, message me and let me know, and I will send you the information, and you can go check out the shop as well as see some of my yarn in person. So I'm really excited about that. That being said, the first one's done. It's wrapped up. I'm ready to take on another one. So if you own a yarn store and you're looking for a new indie dyer to add, please message me. Or if you know of a local yarn shop where you would like to see my yarn in person, please message me and let me know. I know I've asked before, but I wasn't quite ready to take that step. I had to figure out the finance part of it. But now I'm ready. Got my first one under my belt. I kind of know what to expect, and I'm ready to take on another wholesale order. In addition to that, I have signed up to vend at 3 different events next year. 2 of them are guaranteed for sure. I've paid my booth fees. I'm going to be there. One of them hasn't opened up signups yet, but they did add me to the list to let me know when it becomes open. So the first one that I will be vending at is in, I believe, May, and I will get the exact details for you guys, but it is the Kentucky Sheep and Wool Fiber Festival. So that is in, I believe, Lexington, Kentucky. Might be Louisville. I'm pretty sure it's Lexington. I went there 2 years ago, and I absolutely love it. It's like Kentucky's version of Yellow Springs, which is wool gathering. So if you are local to the Kentucky area, you can come see me then. The second event that I will be for sure vending at is wool gathering in Yellow Springs, Ohio, which was my #1 because that is the one I have been to every year since I have become serious about knitting, and I wanted to do it this year, but I didn't get my vendor's license in time. I have my vendor's license now. I've paid my booth fees. As of right now, I will be in an outside booth because they sell out of booths the weekend of wool gathering the year before they sell out of inside booths. But I didn't have my vendor's license yet, so I had to wait until I got that, and then I applied, and so I will be in, as of right now, I'm on the waiting list for an inside one, but as of right now, I'll be outside, which is fine with me because typically the weather's really nice. It's actually, this year I wore like a spring dress because it was so warm, even though it was in September. Is it September or August? I'm pretty sure it's September. But again, I will get you guys all the information, I promise. So, I will be at Wool Gathering in September, and then Vogue Knitting Live is coming to Columbus, Ohio in November of next year, and that is the one where I'm on the waiting list because they have not started signups for vendors yet. So I will let you guys know for sure on that one, but I'm doing a max of 3, so if for some reason Vogue Knitting Live falls out, I will for sure try to pick up a 3rd one. A couple places that I've looked at is Stitches Midwest. I've been asked to vend there, and I am not going to. The booth fees are very, very expensive. I don't know that it would be worth it for me because I dye in small batch quantities, first of all, so whatever I bring with me will probably be, I'm thinking about 300 skeins, which I think is probably an overestimate of what I'll need, but I'm thinking about 300 to 400 skeins at each event. And for me to travel all the way to Chicago area, stay there for the weekend, and I'd have to borrow a truck or rent a U-Haul or something to take the yarn there. Between that and the booth fees, I don't think I would make any money. So that might be an event that I actually go to hang out at and enjoy, but it won't be an event that I'm vending at. There is the Greencastle, which I'm still debating on if I might do Greencastle if I don't get Vogue Knitting Live. I originally was going to do the one in Columbus. I think it's called the Fiber Event. I think so. I'm not doing that one. It's in a shopping mall, And I've had quite a few people tell me that they enjoy going, but I don't know that it's necessarily the best place for me to vend at. So again, it's one of those things where it's 2 hours away, so I don't know. I would either have to stay there or travel back and forth every night, and I don't know if it's worth it. So we will see how the first one in Kentucky goes. And the reason why we're okay with the one in Kentucky, even though I'm not sure what to expect, I don't know how much money I'm going to make versus travel expenses because I've never vended before, but we're actually doing that one as like a mini vacation. So like we're gonna stay there, we're gonna experience some of the local breweries and restaurants. So if I don't make any money that weekend, then I don't make any money. At least we got the experience of kind of like a date weekend away. So that one is my first one, and it's kind of like a test run to see how things are gonna go. So anyway, so that's some exciting news about the shop. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go draw for winners for all the giveaways, and then I will be back to announce everything. Okay guys, I have some giveaways for you. Okay, so today I'm doing 3 giveaways, and I think this is all the giveaways I owe, but if I owe something else and you guys have been waiting on it, please message me and let me know. Somehow I lost track of everything going on, but that planner is going to help everything be a lot better in the new year. So, giveaways. So, the first giveaway is October yarn of the month. October socks. October socks. So, first giveaway is October socks. So, we have 33 entries for October. The first winner is number 23, which is T-Pring, which T-P-R-A-N-G, and you want a physical prize package, please send me your address. Anybody that wants a physical prize, please send me your address in Ravelry, and I will send out the package to you. If you want a pattern price, please tell me what pattern you want, up to $7 US on Ravelry, and I will gift it to you. So, October socks, number 23, T-Pring. You won the physical prize package. And then my 2 pattern prize winners was Scrap 215 and Scraps 215 and Kaida 1984. K-I-D-A. My November socks, my physical prize package goes to number 19, which is Miss Bossy Pants. My pattern prizes go to Skyly Knits and Laura 903, which is Laura from Knit for Brains, and Skyly Knits from Skyly Knits Pattern Designs. So if you guys could message me and let me know what you would like. And then we have our Rhinebeck giveaway, which I showed in the last podcast. We have a couple of Rhinebeck goodies, including a big bag. We have some an enamel pin, some fun stuff. So if you entered into that, here is where I'm going to announce it. My pen. So our physical prize winner is number 6, which is Knit Takes 2. Our pattern prize winners is Nikki 52879 and Laney 3, Laney 3. Okay, I think that's it. So congratulations to all pattern prize winners and physical prize winners. If you could contact me with all of your information, I will get everything sent out to you in the mail. And guys, that's a wrap for me today. I still have lots of vlogging to do for you guys, so if you would like to see some more of what I'm working on Advent or see some of my personal life, it's the weekend. Don't have a lot planned, but as always, me and Jason are always up to all kinds of shenanigans. So make sure you watch those, and I will see you later. Bye!